Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my step-by-step guide on how I prep for an audition. I had an audition that I've really been looking forward to about a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and I just found out it went very well. Like, maybe I'll have an announcement very soon. That's how well it went. So I kind of wrote down my whole process on how I prep for an audition. In this video, I'm gonna give like a pretty broad overview at my entire process, so this is perfect if you're doing regional auditions, community theater auditions, school auditions, college auditions. I got you. Today's video is also supported by Unbound, so thank you so much for supporting the Theater Thursday fam and our geeky little corner of the internet, but more on that later. Question of the day: what is the last audition you went on? Let me know in the comments down below, or if you're currently preparing for an audition, tell me about it. Also, if this is your first time seeing my face, hi, my name's Katherine Steele. I really like musicals, to the point that I run an internet musical theater cult. Yes, really. Hit subscribe to join the cult. First we take over Broadway, and then the world. So I've kind of broken this down into chronological order into 4 different big categories. So first up, let's talk about what I do way before the audition. So the very first thing I do when I'm prepping for an audition is get back into class. Now ideally, you're always taking class like every week. But of course we know realistically that's not always an option. Time, money, life, you feel me? Something that I do on my own that is completely free is stretching and flexibility, especially if I'm going to be auditioning for something that I know is going to be dance heavy. In that same kind of vein, I'll start amping up my workout or start taking my gym process a little more seriously. Realistically speaking, in about a month, your body doesn't change that much. Like, you're not going to lose like 20 pounds or suddenly have biceps. But I feel like really amping up my workouts about a month before an audition just gives me so much more confidence, and that's really what auditioning is about. Additionally, I will amp up my cardio because that does help in dance calls and that sort of thing. I'll also start taking extra vitamin C supplements and cutting liquid dairy. I've found that solid dairy doesn't affect my, sorry if this is TMI, mucus that much, but liquid dairy really does. I'm talking ice cream, frozen yogurt, milk, that sort of stuff tends to really thicken up my mucus, and then that'll kind of make my vocal cords feel all globby. Super cute vocalist things. Now there's another thing that I do that's kind of weird that I didn't even realize I was doing until I sat down to make this video. And that's before an audition, I kind of sit with myself and I figure out why I want this part. Why do I want to be in this show? Why do I want to be part of this project? Is this a show that I've just been wanting to tackle? Is this a dream role? Do I love the company that's doing it? If you're auditioning for a college program, why do you want to be part of that college? Knowing why you're doing something in the first place can really help ground you and get back to yourself whenever you're facing a setback or whenever you're feeling unmotivated. Okay, on to the next section, and that section is research. The number one thing that I'll do is listen to the cast recording of that show extensively. Knowing the music of the show you're auditioning for will service you in so many ways. Not just when you're choosing audition material, but also when it comes to callbacks. Another thing I like to do is take a look at the cast of who has done this show or other people that have been involved in this show in the past. If there's a project that I'm auditioning for, and let's say I really like 2 characters, a role that was played maybe by like Barrett Wilbert Weed or Krista Rodriguez, I know that I'm probably not going to be the best fit for that role. But if there's a role that was played by, let's say, Kelly O'Hara or Sierra Boggess or Laura Osnes, that's what I'm gonna do. When it comes to choosing which role you're going to audition for and where you think you might fit in best, it depends on where you're doing the show, and again, why you're doing this show. If you're doing this show purely for fun, this is a social thing, this is just a good time with a bunch of artsy friends, audition for whichever role you love most. If this is an audition where you think there's going to be a lot of competition, or if it's for money or professional connections, any kind of thing where it's more business oriented, then give yourself the best chance and audition for a role that you still love, but fits you a little better. Here's a weird thing that I've noticed kind of recently, and this really has to do with the changing geography of which shows are getting produced. I'll research the source material because so many auditions I've been on recently have all been adaptions of other previous works, whether they're movies, straight plays, books, TV shows. If you're auditioning for Legally Blonde, go back and watch the Reese Witherspoon movie. That can really help you make informed decisions and learn a little bit of the backstory of the show. And sometimes there are like little Easter eggs sprinkled in here and there, so creating a more fully realized character will really help you in the audition process. Additionally, this is a great way to learn a little bit more about the characters or the world in which the show takes place in, especially if you've never seen the show before, or if you don't really have a chance to see the show before auditioning for it. Now, if you're going through the college audition process, there are so many ways to research that school, and that's going to be a project that's going to take many months. Some things that I think are really important when it comes to researching your college would be the location, the cost, the curriculum, any notable alumni, showcases, professional connections, which majors are offered and what the difference is between all of those. That could be something like music versus musical theater versus acting. So the next kind of category I have would be the material, and that's kind of preparing what you're going to present in the audition room. Take a look at the breakdown so you know what they want to see. When you're looking for audition material, specifically when it comes to songs, start with looking at the same composer of the show, or looking for shows that have a similar vibe, or shows that were written at the same time. But, and here's a big but, booty rockin' everywhere, be smart about it. For instance, Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder is technically a contemporary show. It was written only a few years ago. However, that vibe and that music style is very different than all of the other shows that are being written around that same time. In general, your audition material should fit your casting type and your vocal type, and it should be from a role that you could currently realistically play. The only time I would ever recommend kind of bending those rules a little bit would be if you're auditioning for children or teen theater. Because in that situation, you yourself might be a 13-year-old girl, but you might be auditioning for the role of a 70-year-old woman. If you're performing only a portion of a song, like a 32-bar cut, you should make sure that in those 32 bars, you have a full emotional arc and some money notes. Casting directors don't want to see you just be chatty for a minute straight. The number one thing that kind of separates the performers from like the performers is doing the work. And by the work, because I feel like people say that a lot but don't really explain what they mean by that, they mean the analysis. Not only does it impress the casting team, but you just look so much better because you end up having a much better audition. And I think that's really something that college audition faculties look for, because it can help you stand out so drastically in the college audition process. Speaking of college, let's talk a little bit about today's sponsor, Unbound. Unbound is a better way to do college. It can help you save a ton of time and money on your bachelor's degree. It's basically like community college, but without the limitations. You take courses online and then you transfer to the school that you want to graduate from. Unbound can help you graduate from almost any school out there, including UCLA, Penn State, and Arizona State. Go to getunbound.org/KathSteele to get your free quote to see how much time and money you can save with Unbound. Again, that's getunbound.org/KathSteele. Thank you to Unbound for supporting today's show and helping me make more geeky content here on the internet. Let's get back to the audition tips. So this next category is what I kind of do the week before or the day before, or just kind of leading up to the audition. I'll do face masks, I'll drink more water, I'll make sure to get my sleep in, basically all of the nice self-care things. Water and sleep are especially important in audition prep though, because that can really help you get your vocal cords into tip-top condition. Another thing I'll do a week before an audition is update my resume with relevant credits. Once you've been doing theater or acting or singing or whatever you're auditioning for a long time, your resume kind of runs out of space and you don't have all of your credits on your resume at once. So if I'm auditioning for a really dramatic, heavy period piece, then I'll make sure to include all of my super legit, classic, dark, heavy shows on my resume. Same thing if I'm auditioning for a comedy, I'll make sure to put all of the raunchy, silly, good time musicals I've been in, all of my improv training. Make yourself the best candidate for what you're auditioning for. If you're going through the college audition process, I'd recommend including a healthy dose of both, but also including the credits that are most impressive. They might not necessarily be your favorite, but it's going to help you out. This shows that you were the lead in. If you've done any regional or professional theater, make sure to list that. Around this point in the audition process, I'll cut my sheet music, print out my resume, attach it to my headshot. Whew, I feel like the SpongeBob meme. Honestly, that was exhausting. That's my entire audition prep process. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out and I'd really appreciate it. If you're new here, hit subscribe to join the cult. I hope you guys are having a great day. I love you so much. Break a leg and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!